Throughout history, some individuals have amazed us with their extraordinary ability to foresee the future. One such person is Michel de Nostradamus, a French astrologer who lived from 1503 to 1566. Nostradamus is renowned for his predictions that continue to fascinate and surprise us to this day. Among his many prophecies, one in particular shocked the world when it occurred in Ishikawa, Japan. Not long ago, a powerful earthquake with a magnitude of 7.5 struck Ishikawa, causing immense destruction. Sadly, 55 people lost their lives in this tragic event. Strangely, Nostradamus had written about a similar earthquake more than 400 years ago. But this earthquake was not the only event predicted by Nostradamus. Prepare for an even more shocking revelation that awaits our curious minds, which will be unveiled in this video. Nostradamus's book, The Prophecies, Les Prophéties, was published in 1555. In the book, he writes that in the year 2024, a massive earthquake off the coast of Japan will cause a destructive tsunami that will demolish homes and claim many lives. Nostradamus warns of a major episode of famine caused by a pestilential wave, which could indicate the devastation of farmland by the tsunami. The accuracy of his prediction is remarkable, leaving many of us incredulous. To understand the life of Nostradamus, we need to delve into his thirst for knowledge and his concerns about potential conflicts with the Church. Nostradamus was born Michel de Nostradam on either December 14 or 21, 1503, in southern France, in Saint-Rémy de Provence. He was one of 9 children of Reynière de Saint-Rémy and her husband Jean de Nostradam, a prosperous grain merchant of Jewish descent and a part-time notary. Nostradamus's grandfather, Guy Gassenet, had converted to Catholicism half a century earlier and changed the family name to Nostradam to avoid persecution during the Inquisition. Little is known about his childhood, but evidence suggests he was highly intelligent, advancing quickly in school. In his early life, he was tutored by his maternal grandfather, Jean de Saint-Rémy, who saw great intellect and potential in his grandson. Young Nostradamus was taught the rudiments of Latin, Greek, Hebrew, and mathematics during this time. His exposure to astrology and the Jewish traditions of his grandfather laid the groundwork for his later prophetic work. Do you think his life as a young man built the foundation for his prophetic statements? At 14, Nostradamus entered the University of Avignon to study medicine. However, he was forced to leave after just 1 year due to an outbreak of the bubonic plague. According to his account, he traveled the countryside researching herbal remedies and working as an apothecary. Nostradamus lived in the 1500s, a time of plagues and diseases, when occultism and astrology were part of everyday life. For years, he worked as a plague doctor and gained some fame for providing herbal remedies that seemed to at least help some of the infected. In 1522, he enrolled at the University of Montpellier to complete his doctorate in medicine. Sometimes, he expressed dissent with the teachings of Catholic priests who rejected his notions of astrology. There are reports that university authorities discovered his previous experience as an apothecary and used this as a reason to expel him from the school. The school frowned upon anyone involved in what was considered a manual trade. However, most accounts state that he was not expelled and received a medical license in 1525. At that time, he Latinized his name, as was the custom for many medieval scholars, from Nostradam to Nostradamus. In the following years, Nostradamus traveled across France and Italy treating victims of the plague. At that time, no known cure existed. Most physicians relied on mercury-based potions and the practice of bloodletting, in addition to dressing patients in garlic-soaked clothing. Nostradamus developed some highly progressive methods for dealing with the plague. He refrained from bleeding his patients. Instead, he practiced effective hygiene and encouraged the removal of infected corpses from city streets. He became known for creating a rose pill, a herbal lozenge made from rose hips, which was rich in vitamin C and provided some relief for patients with mild cases of the plague. His cure rate was impressive, though much can be attributed to keeping his patients clean, administering low-fat diets, and providing plenty of fresh air. Over time, Nostradamus became somewhat of a local celebrity for his treatments and received financial backing from many citizens of Provence. In 1531, he was invited to work with one of the leading scholars of the time, Jules César Scaliger, in Agen, in southwestern France. There, he married, and in the following years, had 2 children. In 1534, his wife and children died, presumably of the plague, while he was on a medical mission to Italy. His inability to save his wife and children caused him to lose his reputation with the community and his patron Scaliger. While Nostradamus worked tirelessly to combat the plague, he did not know that his experiences would shape his future as a renowned seer, leading him to write enigmatic prophecies that would captivate the world. So what occult knowledge did he acquire during his medical ventures that would intertwine with his mystical predictions? Keep watching to find out. How did Nostradamus's prophecies begin? Nostradamus's predictions tended to focus on more general events, such as natural disasters and conflict-related occurrences that tend to happen regularly over time. Some believe that his prophecies accurately predicted real events, such as the death of Henry II, the French Revolution, the rise of Napoleon, the emergence of Adolf Hitler, and the September 11th attacks. In 1554, Nostradamus's visions became an integral part of his work on almanacs, and he decided to channel all his energy into a massive work initially titled Centuries. He planned to write 10 volumes containing 100 predictions foreseeing the next 2,000 years. In 1555, he released his most famous work, the Prophecies. The prophecies contained in this work were written in an enigmatic and vague manner, challenging interpretation and the identification of specific events. Nostradamus's predictions focus on general events that commonly occur over time, such as natural disasters and conflicts. Some believe his prophecies accurately predicted significant historical events, including the death of Henry II, the French Revolution, the rise of Napoleon, the emergence of Adolf Hitler, and the September 11th attacks. However, opinions are divided over the accuracy and significance of Nostradamus's predictions. Skeptics argue that the vague and ambiguous nature of the prophecies allows for retrospective interpretation, where someone can seemingly relate any event to a prophecy. They suggest that people may find inadvertent connections due to the broad range of general events described by Nostradamus. However, the uniqueness of Nostradamus's predictions lies in their recorded popularity in historical records and popular culture. Despite the controversy over their accuracy, they continue to intrigue and captivate audiences. Nostradamus's ambitions extended beyond the prophecies. In 1554, he planned to write a grandiose work titled Centuries, consisting of 10 volumes containing 100 predictions foreseeing the next 2,000 years. However, only the first volume was completed and published during his lifetime. It is unclear why Nostradamus could not complete the remaining volumes of his work. Some suggest that his busy life as a doctor dealing with various social and political challenges may have hindered his progress. Moreover, Nostradamus faced criticism from religious authorities, who considered his prophecies occult and believed he was operating outside acceptable norms. Despite the unfinished state of the Centuries work, the first volume of The Prophecies achieved significant recognition and popularity, catapulting Nostradamus to fame during his lifetime. His prophecies captivated many, who attempted to interpret their meanings and connect them to historical events. The significance of Nostradamus's unfinished work lies in the ongoing fascination with his prophecies and their influence on popular culture. Even though the complete version of Centuries remains unrealized, the impact of Nostradamus's work endures through the centuries. His prophecies have been interpreted and reinterpreted by countless individuals, scholars, and enthusiasts, attempting to unravel the secrets within his verses and connect them to contemporary events. Now that we have shown how Nostradamus's predictions began, let's take a look at some of the predictions that have come true so far. One prophecy is believed by some to be about the Great Fire of London in 1666. Nostradamus wrote in quatrain 51 of Century 2, "The blood of the just will be demanded from London, burnt by the fire in the year 66. The ancient lady will fall from her high place, and many of the same sect will be killed." Interpreters suggest that the blood of the just refers to the many deaths caused by the fire. London burnt by the fire in the year 66 inches is seen as a reference to the Great Fire of London, which occurred in 1666. The ancient lady is interpreted as the city of London, often symbolized by a woman, and many of the same sect will be killed is understood as a reference to the religious conflicts that followed the fire. It is important to note that interpretations of Nostradamus's writings are highly subjective, and many scholars and skeptics argue that his verses are often vague and can be applied to various events after their occurrence, rather than predicting them. Therefore, while intriguing, the connection between this prophecy and the Great Fire of London should be viewed with skepticism. However, we cannot deny the obvious connection between Nostradamus's prediction and the actual occurrence of the Great Fire. But that's not all. Just when we thought it couldn't get more terrifying, Nostradamus predicted what happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Nostradamus wrote, "Within 2 cities, there will be scourges like never before seen." This description could certainly apply to what occurred in the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which were devastated by atomic bombs at the end of World War II. Those who escaped the immediate detonation suffered painful radiation poisoning, and many died. A stone in the tree, in Nostradamus's quatrain, could describe the mushroom cloud that enveloped the sky over the city. It could also mean an earthly object, like a stone and a bomb, paradoxically appearing where it should not, in a tree or in the sky. The quatrain portrays an increasingly grim scenario, predicting famine within the plague, potentially a reference to the illnesses caused by radiation and the enduring fallout of the war, and people destroyed by steel, which might point to the airplanes that dropped the bombs. Of course, this could be Nostradamus speaking about a literal plague that would affect any city, given that the man himself had first-hand experience treating plague patients. But again, it depends on how much you want to believe. So, what are the predictions for this year according to Nostradamus? Get ready, as we are about to delve into what will happen this year, so you might want to settle in and pay close attention. 2024 began as a very unpredictable year, and we are sure that some of Nostradamus's predictions for this year will materialize. The first prophecy for this year is that the dry land will become more arid and there will be great floods. The astrologer warned that climate changes will continue to wreak havoc on us. The mention of the land becoming more arid could refer to increasing aridity in many regions due to rising temperatures and changing weather patterns. Similarly, the prediction of major floods can be seen as a reference to extreme weather events, including hurricanes, typhoons, and heavy rains, which are becoming more frequent and severe due to global warming. These events can lead to devastating floods, displacing communities and causing widespread damage. In today's world, where the effects of climate change are becoming increasingly evident, this prophecy can be interpreted as a warning about the urgent need to address environmental issues and reduce greenhouse gas emissions to mitigate the impact of climate change. The prophecy continues with Nostradamus stating, "There will be no abbots, monks, nor novices to learn. Honey will cost much more than candle wax. So high will be the price of wheat that man will be driven to eat his own kind in desperation. There will be a significant downturn in the finances of prosperous countries. Social unrest will tear the country apart. People will turn to agriculture and migrate to other regions with more water. It is better to be prepared than to mourn at that time. Conflicts will arise between states as they fight for water. But this is just one of many prophecies for this year. Another prophecy by Nostradamus claims that this year, the health of Vladimir Putin will be threatened. The Russian leader will face health problems, and it will be a turbulent year for him. However, it is important to note that Nostradamus's prophecies are often enigmatic and open to interpretation, lacking specific details about the exact nature, timing, or severity of the health problems Putin may encounter. The prediction also mentions a diabolical successor born under the same Chinese zodiac sign. Someone close to Putin would take advantage of this situation and attempt to seize power from him, both nationally and internationally. The person who will carry out such an act will be a close confidant of Putin. The change in leadership will lead to a destabilizing environment. Another disturbing prophecy of Nostradamus for this year is a shift in the global economy. He says, "As wealth and power begin to waver, doubts in leaders, currencies astray in search of answers, a trend of change, new horizons beckon around the corner." The prophecy suggests a significant change in the global economy, with a shift in wealth and power leading to uncertainty in leadership and currencies in search of stability and direction. According to Nostradamus, India will emerge as a key player in reshaping the global geopolitical and financial landscape in 2024. This prophecy aligns with the growing economic influence of India on the world stage. With its large and diverse economy, rapidly growing population, and increasing strategic importance, India has the potential to become a major player in shaping global economic trends and policies. Several factors contribute to India's potential to reshape the global landscape in 2024. The country's demographic dividend, with a young and dynamic population, presents a significant opportunity for economic growth and innovation. The ongoing economic reforms in the country, infrastructure development, and focus on digital technologies also position it as a key player in the global economy. Just when you thought you had seen it all, we still have the most intriguing prediction of Nostradamus, which is the existence of an extraterrestrial civilization. In his quatrains and writings, Nostradamus makes allusions to possible contacts with beings from other planets or dimensions. some interpreters believe his references to beings from the sky and strange ships could indicate encounters with extraterrestrial life forms. These interpretations have sparked speculation and debate among those who study Nostradamus's works and the phenomenon of extraterrestrial life. One of the most quoted passages often associated with the idea of an extraterrestrial civilization in Nostradamus's prophecies is Quatrain 30 of Century 2, which states, "When the great pontiff changes his shelter, and the whole world will be in commotion, very far from Rome, people of all classes will be against him." While this quatrain does not explicitly mention extraterrestrial life, some believers in Nostradamus's prophecies interpret the references to a great pontiff and people far from Rome as symbolic descriptions of an extraterrestrial encounter or cosmic event. Before we delve deeper, let's return to address some important Nostradamus quotes related to the prophecies that will come to pass in 2024. Two significant quotes, one related to a naval year and another about the king of the islands, have aroused considerable interest and speculation. Nostradamus predicted a naval year in 2024, describing red adversaries turning pale with fear, instilling terror in the great ocean. This quote has sparked speculation that it may point to an imminent conflict, specifically an attack on Taiwan by China. The association with red adversaries aligns with China's flag being red. Considering the rising tensions in the region, this prediction raises concerns about potential military confrontations and their impact on global stability. He also predicted that the king of the islands will not remain in power for long. He says, "A new king will be anointed, who for a long time will pacify the earth." Many interpret the king of the islands as referring to King Charles III. Consequently, there is anticipation that Charles will face personal attacks due to his relationship with Camilla, stemming from the controversy involving Princess Diana. The quote suggests that Charles may ascend to the throne, but could face challenges and a potentially short reign. The mention of a new king promoting global peace raises questions about the actions and leadership of future monarchs. Nostradamus's prediction about the queen's death reflects the accuracy and potential significance of his prophecies, sparking curiosity about the accuracy and validity of his other predictions, including those related to global events and personalities. Moving beyond geopolitical and royal matters, the subject reaches Pope Francis, the current religious leader of Catholics. Nostradamus's prophecy suggests the possibility of his replacement by another person. However, specific details are not provided to understand more about the timing, circumstances, or implications of this possible succession. However, the mention of Pope Francis adds another layer of mystery and invites further exploration into the future of religious leadership within the Catholic Church. Nostradamus then says, "Through the death of a very old pontiff, a Roman of good age will be elected. Of him it will be said that he weakens his see, but for a long time he will remain seated in biting activity. A younger pope would assume the role, and there could be a potential reduction of power. We might enter a period of decline in the power of the Catholic Church." This has sparked much curiosity because it reminds us of the prophecy of St. Malachi about the last pope. Despite facing criticism for his predictions, Nostradamus remained steadfast in his beliefs. He continued following what he thought was right, leaving behind a legacy that has intrigued scholars and enthusiasts for centuries. In 1566, he passed away, but his enigmatic verses continue to challenge readers to decipher their meaning and uncover the secrets of the future. Interpreting Nostradamus's writings presents numerous challenges. His verses are open to a wide range of interpretations, leading to debates among scholars and followers. While many see him as a visionary, others dismiss his predictions as mere products of imagination. The question of belief in Nostradamus's predictions remains personal. Some fully believe in his prophecies, seeing them as glimpses into the future, while others remain skeptical, attributing similarities between his predictions and historical events to coincidence. In the end, the truth of Nostradamus's predictions can only be revealed over time. Whether his prophecies will come to pass this year or in the future is uncertain. However, by examining past events and comparing them to his predictions, we can better understand the man and his work. Nostradamus's prophecies challenge us to decipher the hidden meanings in his verses in pursuit of capturing a glimpse of the future. Through his words, he intertwined the deaths of notable figures and the looming threat of disasters, both natural and man-made. These prophecies have fascinated and frightened people throughout history, igniting passionate discussions and evoking a mix of hope and fear. Understanding the true essence of Nostradamus's mystical verses allows us to gain a sense of what is to come, serving as a guiding light through the complexities of life. Nostradamus's predictions persistently resonate as we move forward in time, reminding us of the mystery that connects the past, present, and enigmatic future. The recent earthquake in Ishikawa, Japan, is proof of the prophetic vision of this extraordinary French astrologer. However, there is a sense of anticipation that extends beyond this revelation. Be prepared for the secrets that await us in the coming months. They may be overwhelming, resonating deeply within the collective consciousness of our beloved planet. Stay curious and open-minded, as the knowledge uncovered may reshape our understanding of time, fate, and the very essence of our existence. Well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, comment your opinion on Nostradamus's prophecies. We would like to know. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.